CJ, captain of the song.
Man, when I seen that this morning, it really like, was like a heartwarming moment because, it's like I've been around him all off season and, he just been pushing me and, being around him more, him being my QB, it's like it grows my confidence, him telling me things about me and, just learning from him. He just helped me grow as a person. So it's awesome, amazing.
What do you think qualifies him as a captain?
I mean, his energy, like, he's just a tall guy that's just always smiling, good energy, and like when we go out of the field, that's what he wants to see, like good energy. He told me like I would rather you drop a pass or something than not being urgent, having energy, getting lined up, or not knowing the plays. So he just takes pride in his job and making sure everybody knows what they're doing, and I find that important as a leader. Everybody got to know what they're doing, and he has to call the commands.
How do you view this year and this opportunity for yourself? Obviously, you're a big recruit. You come back home, and last year it was your first year, and now this looks to be like could be a breakout year. But how do you look at it?
Sure, I don't look at it as a nothing. It's just getting better day by day. Like we got a game in 9 days. I ain't really worried about that. I'm just worried about what can Noah do today for his team and to get better at his game. So when the time comes, I'm performing well. So it's just living in the moment, not looking ahead, keeping my head level and not getting complacent.
What kind of things have you done to get better in college and maybe even specifically this offseason?
One, just building a routine. I have a really good routine. I just keep on adding to it. And, it's just working on the little things, sharpen my details. I could never get too better. Example, like run routes, I just sharpen as much as I can. When I turn on the NFL tape, I just look at it. I'm like, there's something right there that I could add to my game, So it's just being detailed, critical as much as I can.
What are some of the guys that you've watched closely to kind of emulate at this level?
I there's a lot of receivers in the league that I like and love their game, but it's hard to watch, like a guy like Stephon Diggs because, he's not my size, but I do like the games like that. But guys I look up to is like, like Justin Jefferson, Jameson Williams, or George Pickens. I think their game is very smooth and fluent.
How did being that wide receiver in Ohio State the freshman have seen those guys?
Man, it did help a lot. It was definitely a blessing because it's like, how many times do you get to see a generational player come through and play with you? That's not too much often or seen, So it was just really a blessing just getting to learn, I was a young guy then, so, a lot of things I was relying on my own understanding, but, I'm really thankful for that I got to see that and develop that into my game. And especially being up there, it's a great competition, just having guys on and off the field pushing you and, trying to make sure you're the best receiver that you could be.
What have you seen from some of the younger wide receivers that were true freshmen last year that are trying to make that step this year?
Keita Jackson, Terrell Anderson, Tank Boston, Christian Zachary. I think all those guys they're pushing. They're striding, and they had tremendous jumps from last season from the spring, and it just keeps getting better and stronger. And that's what we like to see. I want somebody behind me and pushing me as much as they can. It's the same thing, vice versa. I'm behind them, pushing them. So I just love the competition that we have in the room, and there's no doubt about it. There's no better receiver room in the ACC than us.
How fast is this room, and does Wesley have bragging rights?
When Paylor was a receiver, I used to tell him and Wesley, I'm telling you, like, we was around a 100-meter dash, I'm winning. Like, there's no doubt about it. Like, I just need to get that ongoing speed. But they have great speed, That's a great trait of our receiver room, It's just fast, gameplay, smooth.
Is CJ's voice a lot louder this year? And was there a moment where he kind of surprised you with something he said to you, or you were like, okay, this is a different dude?
Yeah, most definitely. It's just the way he speaks with his chest, I can feel it. I can feel that energy. When he walks in the room and everything, the temperature rises for sure. And it's just like, that's what we need as a QB. Somebody who's not scared, afraid. And even last year, he had to come in and step in. He did his thing, kept giving energy, young guy, you throw a pick, you would think somebody, mad and all, but he's not on the side. Let's go, guys, let's go. So, that he's learned a lot this offseason, and he just keeps getting better and better. it's just not doing anything but making the team better, if anything. So,
One more?
What do you think of the uniforms going to go next year?
true, I love them. I think they're real smooth. I definitely got to put my own sauce to it. I got a couple pair of cleats. I gotta see what goes with them. But speaking of uniform though, they gotta bring back them gray ones for the first game of the season versus South Florida. I know y'all remember that one. That was crazy. Yeah, it was crazy.